Hello everyone and welcome back to the Highly Sensitive Healer YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share with others, and also turn on all notification bells so that you can get alerts from when I come out with new videos like this and when I come out with new live videos. It'll notify you and pop up on your home screen, hopefully. With that all being said, today's video is more about anger and the anger issues that I'm facing myself in my own healing journey right now, and kind of where a lot of that anger I think comes from and where it's channeled towards, and more so who it's channeled towards. And that's to my parents. It's to my parents that didn't protect me when I think that they should have protected me most when I was a vulnerable child. And, you know, although I don't want to feel that anger because I really do love both of my parents. I truly, really do. And I care about them. But they weren't fully there for me physically, mentally, and emotionally when I needed them the most. And one of those parents didn't even believe me, and still doesn't believe me to this day, about the trauma and the abuse that I actually faced growing up and into adulthood. And that is a deep feeling of failure, a deep feeling of betrayal, a deep feeling of anger, frustration, resentment, all the bad stuff, all the stuff that you don't want to feel. And I think that explains a lot of kind of why I am the way that I am now, and the healing that I still need to go through and that I already have. And the bottom line is, it's not fair, you know. And I hear that from a lot of people suffering through CPTSD, narcissistic abuse. It wasn't fair, and it's not fair, because it's not. And it's not my fault. It's not your fault that what happened. But the reality is it did happen. And no matter whose fault it was or is, that anger is still there inside of me, and it's hurting me in my life, and it's ruining it to a certain extent. It's ruining it. It's holding me back from a lot of different things. And it's, you know, a lot of you out there might be thinking, well, then just get over it. Well, if it was that easy, I'd already done it by now. But it's not. It's not that easy. This is going to take time. This is going to take a lot of work, inner work, that I'm just tired of doing. I'm tired of it. I'm exhausted. You know, I waste so much time and energy on all this crap. And the bottom line is, it's not even my fault. I didn't do anything wrong, but yet I'm made to feel like I have done something wrong my entire life. Even up until this time right now, being an adult, I still feel like I've done something wrong, that I deserved all that treatment. I deserved to go through that trauma. I deserved to go through that hurt. And logically, I know that that's not true. But even when your own parent doesn't believe you that it even happened to you, that right there is debilitating in itself. And it makes you feel, and makes you question, well, did it? And the reality is, yeah, it did. And yeah, it hurt. And it wasn't okay. And it's still not okay to this day. But I went through it. I had to go through it. And there's still a lot of pain there. There's still a lot of emotional torment that I've become something now that I am not. I have become something that I am as well, but at the same time, there's still that side of me that I can't stand. I can't stand it. And I just want it out of me now. Actually, yesterday, I want it out of me, but it's still there. And it's my stepmother. It's the evil that she is and the evil that she put there, and the pain and the hurt and the trauma. And that's not fair, because nothing happens to her. She doesn't have to answer to anybody. Yet I do, and I have to do all the work. And I'm the one looked at like I'm a jackass. And I'm not. I'm not. I'm a strong person. I'm a good person. Good-hearted. I care about people. She does not. Yet she's looked at like she's that type of person that I just described there. And she's not. She's the opposite of that. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing people, especially my own father, trying to tell me that she's an actual good person, because she's not. She's a horrible person. She has treated me like crap my entire life and will continue to do so if I ever let her back in, which is not possible. And maybe you're hearing the anger and the tension and the frustration in my voice. Good. That means this video is going really well, and I'm getting my point across because I'm pissed about it. I'm angry about the way I was treated and the way I'm still treated to this day, and I'm not believed of what happened to me and how I was abused and mistreated my entire life up until adulthood. And had I not made the move, the incredibly difficult move, mind you, to remove her out of my life years ago, the same crap would still be going on to this day. I just couldn't allow it anymore. I had to stand up for myself. I had to set and maintain a gigantic boundary that is the no contact boundary. And I'm still maintaining that to this day because my own father still insists that my stepmother is actually a good person, but she's not. She's just simply not. And that pisses me off to no end. And it's frustrating. And that's where a lot of my anger and frustration is centered around, I feel like. Trust me, there's other things going on other fronts, don't get me wrong. But at the core of the anger and frustration that I have on any given day, that is where it's centered from. I talked about it with my therapist today. And that's why it's fresh in my mind, because it pisses me off. She doesn't have to answer to anybody or anything or do any work because she's just the best, the greatest. I mean, she's far from the greatest and the best, but that's how she's portrayed. And that's a joke to me because there's no one that's out there that's like that, first of all. And she's the most far from that that's possible. I grew up, my childhood consisted of screaming, chaos, cursing, and constantly trying to make me cry and upset me and anger me, which always worked. I always reacted because I had no clue what was going on. Now I know. Now I know what she is and what she was before. And that enrages me because when does she have to answer? When is it her turn? I know I know the answer to that question now. My spirituality now tells me that. You know, once it's her time to meet her maker, our maker, she's done for. Done. That's for sure. Because God can see into our hearts. And when it's our time to meet him, That's all going to be replayed. Your abuse, the trauma you cause others, the hurt, the pain, the suffering, that's where it comes out. But right now, that's not enough for me. I want more than that because I'm angry and I'm mad about it. And I want justice. I want justice for me because I deserve it. The whole feeling of not being enough comes from that, especially when you were mistreated and abused and traumatized by someone or a group of people, and they don't have to answer to anything. It's just like being like bullied or something like that in high school really bad, or in middle school or elementary school. And those bullies never have to answer to all the pain and the hurt that they caused you. That's not fair to you. That's not okay. At least an apology would be nice, but you'll probably never get that. And the same thing with me is like, I'm never going to get an apology from her. And even if I do, I know it's not going to be sincere because she doesn't think that she did anything wrong. That's not okay. There's a lot of anger there. And I need to learn how to release that in a healthy way and feel that anger. I know where it's coming from now. I get it. But it's still not okay. I'm still not okay with it. And I thought maybe I forgave her, but I really haven't yet. And the reality is that's okay. It's okay. Maybe one day, but just not yet. I'm still pissed about it. And I'm tired of being afraid, especially of her. I'm tired of being afraid of so many things in my life that I just don't need to be afraid of. I'm a strong person. I'm a good person. I don't have any reason to be afraid. I'm not afraid of dying either. If I need to die, or if I have to die, or I am going to die, which we all are, then so be it. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. What I do care about is remaining a good person. What I do care about is helping, healing others. Also, what I care about is even her going and getting help and healing herself, because she deserves it just as much as anyone else does out there, including myself. But the reality is, she won't.